Welcome to my review of another beautiful French knife manufactured by Fontenille Pataud. It's called Le Rondinara and it is named after a famous bay on the island of Corsica. And just in case you're not familiar with European geography, Corsica is part of France, although the island is closer to Italy than to the French mainland. First, let's debunk a myth. If you travel to Corsica, you will find knives like this one all over the place. This type of knife is called le vendetta corse. Sometimes also the Italian expression vendetta corsa is used. This model, by the way, was made by Tia Issa. Many people consider the vendetta corse to be an iconic traditional knife of Corsica. However, it's not. In fact, this knife pattern sprang from the imagination of the cutlers and knife makers in Thiers. By the end of the 19th century, they wanted to conquer the knife market in Corsica with a somewhat typical knife. And this is what they came up with. The idea of a vendetta knife was inspired by the many 19th century novels, historical legends, and travel accounts about Corsica. They all figured the vendetta as part of the Corsican culture. The most famous work was the best-selling short story Colomba by Prosper Mérimée. It was first published in 1840 and tells the story of a Corsican vendetta. Maybe the cutlers in Thiers thought this design would make a decent knife for a bloody family feud. Some blades were even covered with vengeful inscriptions like "Death to my enemies." Today, the vendetta corse is a beautiful knife pattern in its own right. It's not really a traditional knife of Corsica, though. Now back to the Rondinara. It isn't made in Corsica either, but the French island is present in several ways. First, the designer of the knife, Antoine Zuria, is from Bonifacio in the south of the island. Second, the name of the knife refers to a famous bay northeast of Bonifacio. And as you can see, the curved handle shape resembles the shape of the bay. And finally, there is in fact a traditional Corsican knife. It has been used by the local herdsmen over centuries. It's called the Amicu corse. And the overall design is very similar to the Rondinara. It also features a curved handle and a stout blade with a pronounced belly. However, some 150 years ago, a herdsman in the mountains of Corsica needed a functional knife without any bells and whistles. The original Amicu coarse knives were simple tools. Fontenille Pataud's Rondinara transcends the tool from a utility to functional art. And of course, we modern knife enthusiasts appreciate the subtle refinement that goes into an artisan product like this. Let's examine the knife in more detail. The total length comes in at 200 millimeters. The blade length is 85 millimeters and the blade thickness is 3 millimeters. The knife weighs about 150 grams. The handle scales are made of buffalo horn bark, the rough textured outside part of the horn, which is polished down to a smooth surface. But in some areas you can still feel the slight roughness of the surface. This natural material gives the handle its stunning look. The handle scales are fastened with pins and small brass rings. The Rondinara is also available with lots of other handle materials. The large bolsters are made of massive stainless steel, so are the liners and the back spring. Please note that the curved back spring and the head of the spring are forged from one piece, which is a sign of quality. Also, please note the beautiful handmade file work that is applied to the back spring. The head of the spring, la mouche as it is called in French, is decorated with the outlines of Corsica. The curved shape of the handle might be something you have to get used to, but after a while you will appreciate how comfortable it feels. Of course, this wouldn't be a Fontenille Pataud knife if there weren't any modern features. First, the Rondinara comes with a rock-solid backlock. To release the lock, this exposed portion of the spring is depressed into the handle, releasing the locked blade. Second, the knife features a hardened stop pin which is mounted inside the handle and prevents the blade from hitting against the back spring when closing the knife. So you can let the knife snap close without damaging the cutting edge. As for the blade, it opens very smoothly. You really don't need a nail nick. The blade features a unique look due to its compact clip-on style design. Please note this little notch at the spine of the blade. The blade steel is Sandvik's well-proven 14C28N steel. The blade is flat ground and comes with a satin finish that matches the finish of the bolsters. The Rondinara is also available with Damascus steel blades. The markings on the ricasso provide some useful information. On the back it says handmade in France and 14C28N. On the front there is the Gilles trademark, which ensures the origin and quality of the knife. The trademark refers to Gilles Steenberg, the owner of Fontenille Pataud. On the blade itself there are the names of the knife and the designer, Rondinara and Syria. Plus there is this profile of a young black male with a bandeau tied behind his head. This enigmatic symbol is called the Moor's head. It comes with a long and rich history, which even involved a German nobleman and adventurer, Theodor von Neuhoff, who briefly was king of Corsica. The Moor's head is Corsica's national symbol and is not only used on the flag of Corsica, but also on the flag of Sardinia. The Rondinara is a typical Fontenille Pataud knife. It's extremely well made. The fit and finish is on a very high level. If you buy this knife, do yourself a favor and get one of these leather pouches made by Max Cap de Bart. It matches the superb quality of the knife and makes carrying the knife a lot easier. This one even comes with a sharpening rod. I hope you enjoyed my review. Thanks for watching.